Now, as he gets to ring center, looking at Jimmy Young getting ready to join him there. Let's see. Foreman's back to us. Jimmy Young not even looking at him. Now look at George. Somber. Using the stare. Well, it never worked for Liston against Ali. It didn't work for George against Ali. But that's Ali, who's been a super champion and a superstar for a decade and more. Black and white. Jimmy in the dark trunks. George in the light trunks. Bouts underway. Jimmy Young with the quick left jab. His reach will surprise you. It is as long, maybe a half-inch longer than George's. Just probing. Young's task, not to get careless, not to get impatient. There's that quick left jab of George's. Even when it doesn't look like much, ask the man who's hit by it. It's like a lamppost, a pistol. And he's staying away, flicking the left jab. Too close to be hurt by way of tying Foreman up, out too far to be hit by Foreman. Foreman comes right at the opponent. 1 minute left in the first round. Clearly a tactical round. Feeling out Prosa. Physically, Foreman looks huge, and yet he's never been more trim. He looks so much bigger than Young, you wonder, can Jimmy be a heavyweight?
He's pushing, Ref!
That was the counterpunch ability we talked about. Jimmy Young with the right after a Foreman lead with the left. Left to drop, Young popped it right in.
Go, Ref! Go, Ref!
Foreman pushing off on Young. Chief response from the crowd to this fight thus far has been to boo Foreman based upon the referee Waldemar Schmidt's remonstrances to George. Now George tried to get in quickly. He had a left lead that only grazed.
Left hand, left hand. Busy, busy.
See the countdown for the second round in your lower right-hand corner of the field. Young with a good right against Foreman's chin. Foreman instantly enraged, went after Young. Third round action. Good left lead by Young. Another left lead by Young. Foreman looking purposeful. Thus far in this, the third round, has thus far been unable to get to Young. Foreman's job to control himself.
It just seems like Joe Louis used to say, you can run, but you can't hide. And that appears to what's happening right now. And Foreman is so strong.
George with a left to the head tried to come into the belly, but it was picked off basically by Young's glove. He's got such quick hands for defense. Many of us used to wonder why the late Yancey Durham ever gave George Foreman a shot at Joe Frazier in Kingston, Jamaica. Couldn't understand it, because Frazier's style was so right for Foreman. They said Foreman had to punch shorter, and so he did against Frazier. But Frazier doesn't have the quick hands that Jimmy Young does, and therefore Foreman doesn't have to keep his gloves in punching position so constantly. against a Frazier as he does against a Young, and he is not keeping his gloves steadily in punching position. Have you noticed? 5th round action. Young said, as I noted 2 days ago, if I'm not hurt by the 5th round, it's over for Foreman. Young trying to get to him with the jab, but Foreman always the pursuer. Foreman there attempting to go to the midsection.
And now off to the right, they can hear his corner asking him to jab, jab, jab.
You saw there the skills of Jimmy Young. Foreman was let free by the referee. He lunged in at Young, and Young, who's a master at slipping punches and picking punches with his gloves, came back with his own counter.
Ooh, now that's flagrant right there.
Jimmy Young in this round has been just a touch more aggressive. Right there with the right. Foreman has been pursuing, but he's never gotten untracked. He's been all tied up by Jimmy Young. Right there, Young was hurt. Right there, Young was hurt by a Foreman left. Now he's in trouble. Suddenly, Foreman connected. Young is in trouble. He's going to have to draw on every boxing skill to survive. It happened with a quick, jolting left. The power of Foreman is the knees. Now he's got him. Now he's got him. Question of whether or not he keeps his professional poise and can finish it. 7th round action. Jimmy Young in trouble. Jimmy Young in desperate trouble against the ropes, but Foreman trying to measure him, can't connect cleanly. Young drawing upon every boxing resource. How overconfident Young's corner was between rounds. They told us no contest, but suddenly Foreman struck. And so, for the first time in his career, Foreman shows resurgent power in a later round of a fight.
But he should be smarter now. He should wait. He should wait and set him up.
Foreman is not keeping his professional
No,
voice.
not at all.
He had been frustrated for 6 rounds, and suddenly he realized he had the opponent. Falling him now. A left and a right. Young holding on. Still Foreman can't put him away. Hasn't even sent him to the canvas. 21-foot ring to negotiate in. Young going from rope on one side to rope on another side. Foreman teeing off. Young now getting together, collecting himself, trying to fight back. 7th round. Heavyweight action. Foreman's arms as we go toward the end of the round. 35 seconds left. Getting led. Look at Young fight back. You see that right? Get into Foreman. Foreman arms grow leaden. Young, a courageous fighter, filled with boxing skills. The crowd on its feet. Now, if you wanted to know about Jimmy Young's heart, you found out about it this round.
And what condition he's in.
Crowd roars again as Young continues, unafraid. 8th round action. 40 seconds left in the round. Young with a left, another left, another. Counting down. We're going to stay with these fighters. Wild swing by Shaw. 9th round action.
Move it, Jimmy, move it, Jimmy.
Jimmy Young on the move. He's a master at that. Right above us now, the sweat of the fighters pouring down on us, reminiscent of a brilliant Bob Considine description of the past when he was at ringside. Jimmy Young had a quick flurry there.
Get off of there.
hitting Jimmy Young any place where he's vulnerable. Look at Young fight back, counterpunch. Right there, the Foreman was manhandled. George Foreman has rarely had to go this kind of distance. He got knocked out in the 8th by Ali, as you all know. Twice he had to go 10 rounds against Gregorio Peralta. Look at Young working to the midsection as he's in close with Foreman tied up. Jimmy Young growing in confidence now. Three times Big George had to go into the 10th round. But I have no present recollection of him ever having to go into the left. Foreman off balance. Amateurish. Jimmy Young working him over.
All 12,000 standing with a round to go.
It's been this way ever since the 7th round when Young survived.
And it's hot.
But somehow you have to question the legs and arms and the stamina of this man because he becomes a little bouncy and not quite secure on that canvas as the rounds progress. You have seen for yourself. We approach the end of this round. 12th round action. Twelfth and final round. Look at Jimmy Young on the inside, scoring with combination. They'll know that Jimmy Young is a fighter after this fight. Somebody said to him at a press conference the other day, a lot of us don't think you've got the heart. He said, what do you know about my heart? He said, I do my thing in the ring. Foreman, yes. Foreman off balance. Reminiscent in a way of the Ali fight, the 8th round. A minute and 15.
He's tired.
Left to go in the fight. Foreman tries again. Slip. No knockdown. Slip. Wait a minute.
It's counted as a knockdown.
He counted it as a knockdown.
Right.
Debris pouring into the ring. Foreman, desperation registered in his face.
Less than a minute, Howard.
50 seconds left to go. 1 minute. But the referee saw it as a knockdown. And so the 8th. Look at Young. Foreman with a half-minute left. George has 15 seconds left, and he appears to be in no condition to do anything.
He's looking at the clock. Too late. 5 seconds.
This fight is over. And look at that crowd get to its feet. Look at Jimmy Young right above us at ringside, waving his arms aloft in what he feels is certain victory. You made your fight plan stick as you saw it?
Yes. Although I got hurt real bad, I think it was the 5th round. Tell the truth, I didn't really think I was going to make it.
It was the 7th round, Jimmy.
The 7th, I don't even remember. I think it was desperation.
Desperation, you say, kept you alive. Here's the decision.
116, 112 y millón. El referee Waldemar Schmidt. 118, 111 y millón.
Jimmy Young has gotten a nod from
Jimmy
two
Young
officials.
has won the fight. Jimmy Young with a unanimous decision. Congratulations to him.